Welcome back. I'm sure you've seen some hints of October around town. Well, celebrations for Oktoberfest are set to kick off in just a few days. We'll explain why it starts in September. Joining us is Shanna Granger with Fort Worth Oktoberfest. She has a ton of insight about the celebration here at home and in Germany. Good morning to you, Shanna.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Glad to have you. All right, let's talk about Fort Worth and its German roots. Can you tell us a little bit about Cowtown's German connection?
Yeah, so a lot of people think of German connection in Texas. You think of Fredericksburg or New Braunfels.
Yeah.
But Cowtown actually has a lot of connection. We had an influx of German immigrants come in the mid 1800s.
Oh, wow.
And they were orderly, efficient workers. They brought construction methods that we hadn't used, but they also brought their eat, play, drink, be merry philosophy. And with that, they actually brought the first brewery. So on the north side of downtown, the German immigrants built a brewery. They built two event pavilions. The Herman Park and the Grunwald Pavilion hosted all kinds of events, concerts, and music. So they brought a lot of culture to this area.
Yeah, Shanna, I don't think I'm alone in thinking this, but why celebrate Oktoberfest in September? What's the reason?
Very common question. So it all originated in Munich back in October of 1810. And it's actually a wedding of a famous prince and princess. And they had a great celebration. And so they decided to do it annually after that in October to celebrate their wedding. And then, of course, the Bavarian weather always made it way too cold. So they ended up moving it back to September. So since then, they've had the annual Oktoberfest starting at the end of September in Munich. So it's like that there, and then most all of the American Oktoberfest have followed that same tradition.
Wow. Now, you're talking about traditions. What aspects of Oktoberfest does Fort Worth's Fest have when it comes to those traditions?
Yeah, our whole team has gone to the one in Munich, and we try to bring as much as we can to Texas. We kick off the festival with a tapping of the keg ceremony, and that's what they do in Munich. The mayor actually yells out, "Worth Oktoberfest," which means it's tapped. And that taps the official first keg. And then we do all kinds of other things, like our beer halls, where we put the big material up to do the decor. We have the authentic German beer hall tables. We actually serve our beer in glass steins like they do in Germany. So there's a lot of different things that we do. The German party bands, they actually play classic rock and roll songs with a German spin. And I didn't know that till I went to Munich and saw that, but we bring those same type bands that really get the crowd into the music.
Yeah, I love that you went to Munich to compare and contrast how we're doing things here in Fort Worth. That is awesome. Shanna, thank you so much for joining us here on Daybreak. Let me get some information out for people watching this morning. Fort Worth's Oktoberfest kicks off Thursday and runs through next Saturday. You can find ticket and event information on Fort Worth's Oktoberfest.com. Once again, Shanna, thanks for joining us.